thing that I like to look for is the melodic quality of the track, which means the chord progressions being used within the track, as well as the notes of the bass line, etc. So let's listen to this song. The fastest way to figure out a chord progression is generally during the breakdown, because in the breakdowns tracks, generally the artists evolve the chord progression and show the full chord progression of the track. In this track though, I realized that they just keep using the same notes.
Your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind.
So I'm soloing the low in the multiband compression and trying to figure out what the low quality of the bass line is. And it's easier to do it with just the lows soloed from the multiband dynamics, because the tuner has a hard time to identify notes if it's all the whole band. As you can see, the tuner is not showing anything. Okay, so we've kind of figured out the bass line is in D. The D minor is the key of this track, so let me just quickly create a rolling bass line. Just use Diva to do it. The BPM is 127, which I've already matched. And let's see if the bass line matches. So we want it to be in D minor, so I'm just going to set the scale to D minor. And I'm just going to fold it. Fold the scale, and then D minor. Obviously, because we're 4 octaves up, I'm gonna reduce the octaves. And let's see. That doesn't sound like a rolling bass line, so I'm just gonna make it really quickly. Set this to on rule 2. The main quality of the rolling bass line comes from a side chain. So I'm just going to use the Kickstart tool. And let's listen. Identical. Pretty much generally the same bass line. And I think the chord progression doesn't progress from there.
Your soul.
Yeah, so the quality of the song is it's consistently using the same bass note and it's not progressing the chord progression, so it's just the D minor key with the D note being utilized throughout the whole track. The next thing I want to do is I want to grab the kick. What I do is I steal the kick like a pirate. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use again the multi-band compression, and I'm just gonna use the plugin to solo the bands and find the kick at a spot where there is minimal bass line as well as minimal instruments, so it's easier for me to isolate the kick. So here's probably or maybe the start. Here it's filtered, so you don't want the filtered kick. Yeah. So this is a good part. So I'm just gonna loop a small kick where there is no effects or anything going on. Yeah, one of these is fine. So I'm just gonna find this and just loop. Right. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create 4 audio tracks, set them all to resampling. Next thing, I'm going to solo this and hit the recording key. Oop. Next thing, I'm going to solo the band and record just the band. Next thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo the band, low band, and then record that band and isolate it into this audio track. Arm the next track and solo the next band. Arm the next track and then the next band. Okay, so now that we've isolated the bands, what we can do is we can stretch all the loops out so that it's easy for us to manipulate them. And now we can do is we can kind of see where the kick starts, and we can delete everything before that, and then we start chopping away. So you can tell, like, within the mids, it's part of the bass line, and that's the mid part, and this is a kick. There is a little bit of a bass line that you can hear, so we have to make sure we can like appropriately cut that out. That seems adequate, and now all together. Now we arm this track, the final audio track, and then what we do is we record the kick onto this final audio track. All right, so we now have the kick that Camelphat used in their track. So one word of caution is when you're using kicks that are being taken from other tracks, these tracks are mastered, so their kicks are pretty compressed, or everything is pretty much compressed. So you want to make sure that when you do bounce this track out, or if you do decide to use this kick, don't process it much. The kick needs to be used as is, because there's already processing done to it, and that's why the kick sounds so good as it is, right? And then now we can move this to a MIDI track. Make sure the starting is the right point. So is the ending. Turn off the snap, crop clip, and I just save this. Kick, Camelphat, your mind, and then I also actually like to add the key, and this is D minor. So now I know what kind of track I can use this for, and the track with the bass line in D minor would work well. So now we have the kick and the clap. Let's observe the kick. Let's notice what's going on in the kick and what the quality of the kick is. Go here, so you can tell like it has a little bit of a transient, but it has a decent amount of knock. That comes from the mid. So it's almost like a woody, knocky kick that has a decent sub to it as well. And that's pretty much the kick. And what we can do is now we can delete all of these audio tracks, and we can use this kick with the bass line to see how that sounds together. We can even feed the input of the kick to the bass line to see how much of the kick is even coming through, and then you can sidechain accordingly. The other thing I noticed is the clap seems a little bit 909-y, but it starts a little bit before the kick starts. So you can kind of hear this. I'm gonna remove the solo on the band. And the other thing I like to note is like, is this clap wide or not? Is the bass wide, etc. So I'm gonna just throw in a little bit of an MSED plugin, which is by Voxengo, one of my favorite plugin companies, because they provide a lot of good analysis tools, and they're all for free. This MSED is free, and then I'll put a span right after it to see what's going on, what happens if we mute the mid of the track. So let's solo this. So you see that the bass line is still going. You can still hear the bass line, but see the kick, which means that the bass line, even the bassy part of the bass line or the low part of the bass line, has stereo frequencies in it. So that means that your bass line is wide. So you gotta, make sure your bass line is wide, and they use a wide bass line. And generally you can do that by just, adding, multiple oscillators and, making sure that they have somewhat wideness by chorus, or you can just use a little bit of detuning and SERUM, etc., to create width and add depth to the bass line. All right, for us, I'm just going to use SERUM because I like SERUM for width, and I'm just going to add that and just quickly add that to the bass. Bring this lower. Make sure the filter is on and the envelope has a little bit of, the cutoff has a little bit of an envelope, and then I just apply this here and play it. The next thing I do is I create another oscillator, and what I do is I add two. So now this is the wide layer, and I add a little bit of detune and reduce the randomness to 0, and then that creates a little bit of the chorus effect. And then what you can do is you can assign a macro to it, so you can control how much width you want on the bass. This is a cool little technique to create rolling bass lines, and I do like to add a little bit of saturation as well, and I think I do like the stomp box, as well as I like a little bit of like the tube ones if I want to use it. So now we have a wide bass line. So now let's listen to the clap. Take out the mid. We can also hear the clap when we do the mid mute, which implies that the clap is wide as well. So we can find some like wide claps for ourselves. So first of all, I think I hear a 909 clap. So I'm just gonna find a 909 clap real quick. Oh, it's not the right kind of clap. So I hear a wide clap, so I want to find a clap that starts a little bit before the kick actually comes into play. So let me see if I can find something in my sample packs. Yeah, this sounds kind of what it sounds like. So let me see if I can add that. Obviously, you can tell like the clap is short, so what we're going to do is just going to shorten. Yeah, this could be a nice layer to this one, which gives a little bit more energy and even more girth to the clap. Let's try this one. Now this has too much reverb. So the clap is quite short, so we're looking for a short clap. And then we move this a little bit forward. Gotta find a better clap. I definitely hear a little bit of a snare in it too. Let's drag that drop. And a high clap layer that just has a little bit of reverb to it. Yeah, so this one is nice. And what I can do is just create one shot and just have like change the transpose. Yeah, this is a higher clap, but this would work better. So we have this. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to find we're going to create the lead percussion sound that they have. It sounds very squarey, so I'm just going to use a simple SERUM and then try to create a square note out of it. Take the analog basic shapes and then find it. Can also be a sine actually. It's more squarey for sure, so let me just move it as well. Then make sure it has a little bit of and a lot of reverb. I'm going to just assign a key to this so I can solo it and compare whenever. I'm going to add another square wave, but I'm just going to make sure it's an octave lower, just so that it has a little bit more lower quality as well. Just how it's a little thicker. And there is a delay too. We're going to just move it to I'm just going to add a delay outside with Echo Boy because I like that. Okay, so now that we've kind of figured out this thing, now let's figure out the hats, etc. It sounds very 909 to me. Let's see if that's my hunch is correct. It's either 909 or 606, so let me just quickly. Yeah, it might be 606, so let me get the 606. And these are really low. Just loop it. Yeah, this could be. What I could do is, instead of having these, I'm going to create another one, and with this, add this one. And then have a 16th hat. What I do with this is I create this pattern. Find a ride, because there's a ride like that. It's a short ride too. Make sure the right is shorter. Let's just repeat this. Let's see what happens when you keep going.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
And here the open hat comes in. Now we're going to arrange the track, how Camelphat arrange it. I'm going to move the bass all the way to the top. Make sure we cut off the kick. So here you notice that the kick still has a low, so it's just a shortened kick and it's not necessarily a kick that's been cut on the lows. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shorten this kick by creating a duplicate kick, call that shortened kick. Get rid of this. Make sure the kick is muy short. Get rid of everything else, because I don't think they had anything else until later. Let's see if I can find a better wavetable for this. It sounds a little squarey, to be honest. Kick has a little bit more sub to it. Now I'm just gonna see what happens in the breakdowns. Do we get rid of the kick, exchange it with the shortened kick, or do we get...
You're losing your mind.
Yeah, so we get rid of the kick here. So I'm just gonna delete
You're
it.
losing.
And then over
You're
here,
losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing. You're losing. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
you also see that, you know, the bottom waveform is so much more filled than the you know, top waveform, and that indicates that the right side of the track, the right spectrum, is filled a lot more, and that just means that the track is heavily right biased. So we can also hear this in the plucks. So we're just gonna move this pluck to the right.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
Yeah. So that pluck is super high, super towards the right. That's why you can hear, and you can see the waveform being heavily right favored. Okay. So they have like a little bit of a clap effects that we can add. Yeah, we can just use that and then just add a little bit of delay. Right now I'm aggregating all the instruments, and then, you know, I can organize it a little bit better later. So add a little bit of delay to this. Yeah, so that's an effect. We're slowly filtering in this perky lead. So I'm just going to use Volcano. So this one kind of goes a little longer, so I'm just going to shorten it a little bit, turn off the snaps, so I have more control. right, I'm gonna record vocals now. Excuse my horrendous vocals, but I'm just gonna try and give it my best shot. External in. You're losing your body. So let's listen to it.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
Nice, I got this. All right. Let me listen to everything else. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. All right, let's see how that goes. You're losing your mind. Damn. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. Obviously, it's off a little bit. Also, I sound really nasally, and that's kind of like my normal voice. So what I'm going to do is quantize. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing. I'll change this to 127. You're losing your mind, your body. I'm just going to make sure it starts at the right time. You're losing your mind. So generally, it's probably delayed a little bit. So let's see. You're losing your mind. You're losing.
You're losing. You're losing.
You're losing your mind. And then you're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
Yeah, so let's solo this and the original.
You're losing
your mind, your body.
You're losing.
You're losing your mind. You're losing your mind. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. 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 The second iteration is a lot more on point, so I'm just gonna. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. And I'm just gonna loop this. I'm just gonna consolidate. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. Now, obviously, my vocals aren't super low pitch, so I'm just gonna pitch this down like maybe an octave. Let's see how that's.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
And then I'm gonna just turn off the original and see how.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
That's a good start.
You're losing your mind.
Then now I'm just gonna add. I can mix it down always later. That's not a worry for me. I'm just gonna try.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
And then let's listen to what's happening after.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
Nice. Simple changes like this, and the track's still kept interesting. So we get rid of the kick.
You're losing your mind, your body.
Get rid of the clap. So let's now group the claps and kicks together and the hats. These are the 2 hats, 3 hats, 4 hats. Hats plus rides. And then the claps. And this is the lead. And this is the effects. This is the vocals. So now I'm going to be just.
You're losing your
mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
And then during this part, we don't have any of the claps.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind,
your body,
your soul.
And now I have another open hat that I add over here. Let's see. Yeah, it's a subtle open hat, so I can just add here. I'm also using a closed hat, which is almost like a hat, almost has like a, how do you say, white noisy sound. So I'm gonna see what I have. I have some white noise hats as well, so I'm just gonna use this. So I'm just gonna use this here. And I always love to program it with velocity in this fashion. So you notice it like just randomizes a little bit. What you can also do to add a little bit more randomization is add a vocoder. And I like just the random vocoder effect that it kind of creates on that. It adds a little bit of width to it. It sounds nice. If I can get rid of one of the I think I can get rid of the So again, over here we get rid of the kick, and then we get rid of the clap as well. So we just close these, get rid of the claps. Also, the kick, the bass is filtered, so let's add a auto filter to this. So let's just turn this on. Let's see over here.
You're losing your
Yeah, it was also on. There was no bass, so let's just...
You're losing
your mind, your body,
your soul. You're losing your mind. You're losing
your mind.
I need to add a filter to it too, because it sounds like the vocal is filtered a little bit.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind.
And the lows are also cut.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
The 16th hats are all gone now. So this is another 16th hat. No, this is it. So let me turn this off. And let me rename the 16th so I remember.
Your mind, your soul, your mind, your body.
So we use these again.
You're losing.
And there was another like.
You're losing.
You're losing.
Effects here. Let's quickly go on effects.
You're losing your mind.
It was almost like a percussion delay. So let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, it's something like a drum percussion, but I can't. Yeah, maybe that one. That one sounds kind of close. So let's just add it to another FX layer, call it FX2. And just grab the second part of it because I like that one.
You're losing.
And then obviously it's a little higher. Yeah, I think it's just like that high of an octave, and just add like a delay to it. Yeah, that's it.
You're losing. You're losing. You're losing. You're losing.
You're losing
your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
Okay, let's see what happens. And I realize my voice is a little low right now, so I just pitched it up.
losing your mind, your body, your soul.
You're losing your mind.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind.
Okay, so we get rid of the hi-hats over here, at least the 16th, or at least the off ones, and then we turn on some of the.
You're losing your mind. You're losing your mind, your body.
16th ones, which is this.
You're losing.
And even this one's, I think.
Your soul. You're losing
your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing. You're losing your mind,
your body, your.
Oop, I forgot. I think I turned it off at the wrong time. This needs to be on. Right?
You're losing
your mind,
your body, your soul. You're losing
your mind, your body, your soul. You're
losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind. You're losing your mind,
your soul.
One of these was an off hat. Let me quickly. Yeah, there you go.
your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing 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 your mind,
your body.
Now there's another layer on top of the lead, which is even squarey, but it has another octave.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind.
So we can just add another layer. We can add another SERUM and just put another octave on there, which is like a little bit more open. And it's higher.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing
Your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're
losing your mind.
I guess the higher octave is just a little bit more open, and the other was it has more delay. It has an 1/8 delay, so I like H delay, which is a plugin by Waves, which has like a nice 1/8 delay.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing
your mind, your body,
your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
You're losing
your mind,
your body, your soul.
You're
losing your mind, your body, your soul. Your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, 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 your soul.
So there is multiple things happening. One is there's a riser, which is white noise, but it's like rotating almost. So let's put a white noise riser. Sure, why not? And then, you know, chop it up and make sure we can like fade it in, turn down the volume a bunch, and make sure we add like an auto pan onto this. And turn down the phase, and we just increase the amount and also the rate.
You're losing your mind, your body.
So this is what the effects happen.
Losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
It's a little too fast and it's super subtle in the other tracks. I'm just gonna reduce the volumes even more. I'm gonna start again.
Your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
And there is a clap effects. Yep, exactly. Just put it down here, turn it down a bunch. If you listen to it. And the whole time,
you're losing your mind,
your body,
the whole thing, everything is being, there's a reverb being added to everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to group all my tracks and call this master, which is like a pseudo master. And I'm just going to add like my favorite reverb, which is the H reverb. And then I'm just gonna slowly increase the dry wet just till the end of the thing.
You're losing your mind,
your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
you're losing your mind, you're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your
Mind, your body,
your soul.
you're losing your
Mind, your body, your soul. You're losing
your mind, your body.
body, your soul.
Nice. I like that part where it's only that long, so I'm just gonna select that part, get rid of everything but the bass. Make sure this is on for the bass. I have a feeling that they are detuning the lead because it does sound off. So you can always do that if you wanted to, but it's kind of a weird decision to make. But they might want to make it sound analog, I guess, so they can always, you know, mess around with the fine. Or what you can do is just use the pitch shifter a little bit. Or sound shifter, any sort of, you know, shifter you can use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to both the layers of the lead instead of just one, so it's equally detuned. Right, and change this to white, and then what we can do is
You're losing
Your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
this sounds a little too digital, so I'm going to see if I can find another waveform or wavetable. Or I'm just going to add a bunch of distortion.
your body, your soul. You're
Losing your mind,
your body, your soul.
And they're filtering thing out again. This is the same as effect as this one. Actually, sorry, it's this one. That's actually not neither of those. It's just white noise that's just like been delayed. So let's see, white noise, hit. We just want a simple hit. That actually doesn't hurt. We can actually use this one and add delay to it. We just want to make sure. I want to add white noise with this too, which is this one, I think. No, it's not this. We just need a white noise. There you go. And then add delay to this. And just make sure we're filtering things out here too. So maybe auto filter. Let's see when it starts filtering. Start filtering around. Oh, so like right here. Oh, they just get rid of the other. I believe they just get rid of the other layer. So I'm just gonna have like the effects here too, and get rid of everything except the lead now. Increase the delay. Okay, so we're just like bringing in the second layer now. I think this one was saw. Now that I've listened to it. Or just a different Yeah, this is a different type of. Get rid of nothing going on till now. So I almost still hear nothing there. This is where the hats start coming in.
Your soul.
So bass comes in here with filters, so we gotta just pay attention to that. Nothing. Form on the drum. All the hats come back.
Your soul.
So again, the vocals come in here.
Your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing.
Turn this down.
You're losing your mind. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. 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 You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
And then we add this white noise riser again. Snare roll. Yeah, these ones are fine.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind.
I think the 909 snares work well here. Snare. Yeah, there you go. These are the nice ones. A lot of people use these for build-ups. almost like they're just using it for the last part almost. So
You're losing your soul, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind.
just gonna loop this. I think it's just like this.
Your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body.
You just turn it on.
Your mind, your body.
Your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. Your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
So here, then get rid of everything else that's going on. And obviously there's a little bit of reverb that's added.
Your soul, your body, your soul. Your mind, your body.
Okay, so it stops at your body. So I'm just gonna get rid of everything over here, minus the vocals, obviously.
Your soul, you're losing your mind, your
Body, your soul.
your body, your soul. Your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your
Reduce this, just a mix.
your body, your soul.
There's a clap effects right here. I don't know why it's doubling. you go. There's a ride that comes in as well, so let's add another ride. Yeah, this one works. That one is a really cool effect. All you can do to get that effect is you just have to resample first, get rid of the kicks and claps. And add a new audio track. Click resample. And just record this. Solo these first. And then move this way. By pressing the R button, I reversed it. So now this sounds like, right? Just if I press the R button again, it goes, it's the regular thing, and then there you go. So need to make sure these two are off. Another clap effect. I think it also has a little bit of white noise effect on it. Back to the your mind, your body, your soul.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
So we got rid of some of the hats over here.
Your mind, your body, you're losing your mind.
The rides ended.
You're losing your mind, your
effects.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body,
your soul. You're
losing your mind,
your body, your soul.
you're losing
Your mind,
your body.
your soul.
Get rid of all the claps and the kick again. And filter the bass. And basically fading out the hats. And you're filtering out the leads as well. Filter out the bass. Make I think this one, the second bass. And send this to a hall reverb. Here we get rid of all hats, everything. Yeah, the effects that we use here, as well as this one, I think. There you go. That is the track. All that's missing is mixing and mastering at this point of time. But we've kind of nailed all the instruments in this track. It's a super simple track, and these are called filler tracks. So these are the tracks that you put in between your main tracks in order to bring up the energy or bring down the energy of your set. Either way, I realized that when stars align, I guess Camelphat is going for a very simplistic style for that label. So if you were to send a track to that label, make sure to utilize these principles that Camelphat have applied here, where they're using reverb hall reverb for build-ups, and essentially have a very simplistic overview with repeated vocals. And yeah, they just like interchange, take things in, put things out, you know. Very simple arrangement as well, just to keep things interesting, and then filtering in and out, and increasing and decreasing the you know, gain of hats as they come in and as they leave. So I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of this track, and please give us a like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to talk to other producers and you know, suggest any other breakdowns that you'd like us to do, please drop them in the comments below, or mention it in the Discord channel. We have a Discord channel for all future tutorials that you'd like to see. And yeah, have a great one. Hope you had have a great one and enjoy making music. Thanks. So I've gone ahead and mixed and mastered the track, and this is what it sounds like. First I'll play my track, and then I'll play the reference, and you guys can compare. So this is from the breakdown. Let's hear it. And now the reference. Right, so starting from the kick, since we took the kick from the original, we don't want to do any EQing or anything. So because of the fact that we stole the kick directly from the original, and we want to provide like the minimum amount of, you know, compression or any sort of, you know, changes to the kick, because it already has been mastered, right? So next thing I do is I have this clap, which is actually layered with 5 layers of claps, which is kind of excessive for me, but I just wanted to get it like as close as possible to theirs, as well as have like a nice wide layers to it too. So the first one sounds like this. It's just a little bit about texture. This is textural. This is like a 909 that I just wanted for the mids, because you know that if you have a decent amount of mids, it will sit well with the kick. And this is another one which has more mid focus. This is just like snare-y end. I'm actually, if you look at this one, it has like a, it's not even like that. It doesn't even have an attack as much. And then there's this, which I'm just using for the reverb. So this with this, and with this. And then, so as you can tell, it's like a very layered clap, which has a lot of wide information. And then what I'm doing with them is I'm just EQing out any like unwanted frequencies, like getting rid of the lows. And this one I don't even do that, which is why I gotta do that. So let's go quickly do this. Just like to enhance the mids a little bit, just because it needs that makes it sit well with the kick. So this one. And there's one final kick clap as well, which is just like a slightly higher version to tie it all together. And then this with the kick. It's nice. All right. Next thing, there's a shortened kick, which I don't really do much with. It's just a shortened version of the kick. And then the kick, the clap, what I do with the group of the clap is I have a CLA 2A that's just doing a 2 dB of compression approximately. It just holds all the claps together. So without this, it just brings the levels a little bit closer to each other, and then I get rid of any extra lows just in case. Right? And that's pretty much it. Then further on we move forward, and this is the bass line. So bass is, the preset is simple with the SERUM. It's 2 square waves because I noticed their rolling bass line was made with squares. So I just started with an init preset, and I had one which is like mono and low. You know, it just has one voice, versus the other one is stereo and you know, 1 octave higher, just so that I can, like, you know, mess around with the width. And I just, you know, I've created a macro with it, so I'm just gonna call it width. So anytime I wanted to, if I wanted to add more width to the bass, I could always just. But if you hear Camelphat track, it's relatively like the bass is relatively mono, so I'm keeping it that way. The other one is more cut off. The other macro is cut off, so just which also we don't alter because in Camelphat's track they're not really changing around. So that's pretty much that. The next thing I do is, you know, bass mono to make sure anything below 120 hertz is set to mono. Then I'm cutting out the lows. I'm not doing anything else pretty crazy. There's not a lot of like frequencies that I want to get rid of. Yeah, there weren't any frequencies that I really wanted to get rid of, so I just keep them. Yep, so I just keep them simple, right? Next, I have a little bit of a kickstart. The whole point of a rolling bass line is to have a pretty noticeable side chain, because that creates the groove with this bass line, because it doesn't have any syncopation. So I have this kickstart going, and then I have a Saturn to just saturate the bass a little bit. This is what it sounds like without the Saturn. It just adds a little bit to the mids. And this is without the kickstart and with the kickstart. Alright, so that groove is super important. Okay, next we move on to the hats and rides. I'm going to very briefly go over this. So hats and rides, I have a very simple philosophy. First, we EQ out all the, you know, unnecessary frequencies, and then next. So I have a very simple philosophy when it comes to hats and rides. First, we EQ out all the unnecessary frequencies, and then we saturate them. You saturate it using driver or whatever, you know, saturation you like. I like Decapitator as well. There's a preset called Drum Fattener which works well with this. And then I add a little bit of room reverb to the you know, to the ride or hat. And the room reverb depends on the way I apply it is, first I listen for room reverb by soloing this. Once I can hear the room, I start, you know, turning down the send to the point that I can barely hear the room reverb. Yeah, at this point I can't hear it that well, so it's good enough for me. And I do that for literally all of my hats and rides. I get rid of the lows, and I try to get rid of as many lows as possible without making any crazy changes. With this, I have these like 16th white noise left and right hats that I notice you and Camelphat are using. And these are super cool because of the fact that they keep, yeah, you know, they have like a white noise quality. So for them, I add a little bit of Echo Boy for at least this one. Let's add a little bit of an echo boy, which is only 16th, I believe. Sorry, 8th. And it's very subtle, so it's just like, you know, it's almost like a slapback. It's really nice. And then I have another one over here on the right side, because I have one for the left, I have the other one that just takes over the left side. Both of them have a little bit of sidechain to them, and this is like the first preset rather than the one that we were applying for the kick drum, because of the fact, for the bass line, because of the fact that the bass line is a little bit more, it needs to be a little bit more sidechained, as it needs the pumping effect. With the second hat, I'm sidechaining a little bit more, just because I've noticed even in the Camelphat song, these ones were coming up as if you could hear the sidechain a little bit. And these small details, it takes time for you to pick up when you listen to a reference track, but I would recommend you isolate each band and then listen to maybe the left side and the right side using the mid-side EQ to, you know, cut out all the left, all of the information on the left side, and kind of cut out all the frequency on the right side, so you can see what instruments are playing in the left, right, and in which bands. So is it low, is it mid, is it lower mid, it's highs, etc. This really helps you determine like what artists are doing in the track, and make it a habit to do this kind of stuff, because when you do these things, you get to a point where you can really just instinctively tell what these artists are doing in the high frequencies, even the nuanced stuff. Like for me, like noticing that there were some white noise hats is a very subtle thing that I wouldn't have noticed if I didn't do this practice for a long period of time. But yeah, it took me some time, and now I can tell that there's a white noise quality that's happening on the left and right hats, etc. All right, we keep going. While I'm EQing and saturating all of these hats, I'm also sending all of them to the room reverb, and the room reverb has this H reverb preset that I really like. It's actually it's a decent sized hall. I'm gonna actually change this to a small room. Let's go find a small room. Let's try, actually, I'm just gonna reduce this to 40 seconds, 46. And we're hearing a lot of tail, so we're gonna reduce the buildup, pre-delay. And that's a simple room. You can even switch this H reverb out, which is by Waves plugins, with a wooden room preset in Ableton, which is really nice, which has a really nice quality to it too. Yeah, I'm just going to use this for now. And that's what I've been sending all of these to. All right. Next, what I do is I make sure all of the hats and the top layers are all EQ'd, and there is a level of the lows that we cut out, and then we finally put a little bit of a mix gel, which is another Ableton preset for compression. Gel, you'll find it in the compressor, and then mix gel. And what we do is we set it to peak. And then what we do after that is we can look at this and make sure that the threshold is at a level which is where like the average of the greens lands. Right? So you see that the green dots are like pretty much landing towards the end, like at the bottom, and that's the point. So that's kind of the point that I want to hold my threshold at, and that's how much I would want to start gain reducing from then on with a 1.2 ratio. And the gain reduction is approximately 1.1 dB, so I just set the makeup to be exactly 1.1 dB. And that's how we EQ the hats. The next thing we do is the vocals. Now the vocals, I just recorded the vocals by myself, so my voice obviously is different from the original.
You're losing your mind,
your body, your soul.
you're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
But the way I process it is very interesting. I first put a gate to make sure that I get rid of all the extra noise between my words where there is noise. So if you listen to it without the gate,
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
you notice the noise that you can hear right here. And now that gate gets rid of it. And you just have to bring the threshold down to a point where you can, hear the actual words, but you don't hear the noise. And that's something you just have to play around with, okay? The next thing I do is I put this wider on it and I make my vocals very wide because I notice his vocals are very wide as well.
You're losing your mind.
And the way you test if a vocal is wide or not is you go for and grab like an MSED or a Voxengo MSED plugin, which is like a free plugin, and just hit the mid-mute button. And you can tell like the bass line is not in, not the bass line. The vocals are pretty wide because even with the mid-muted, you could still hear them pretty clearly. So that's kind of an indicator of wide vocals. So I decided to make mine extremely wide with wider. Then I use the CLA3A to make sure I have some level of ups and downs in the loudness of how I recorded my vocals. Like you can easily tell this part is a little quieter than this part, for example, which is something that, you have to think about because in this spoken vocals, you could pretty much try to make sure that all of the levels are similar. But when it comes to singing, then you want to be very careful because if you compress them too much, you get to a point where the vocals lose all the dynamics, and the dynamics also create tension as well as emphasize certain words and emotions in a track, right? So in a song, so you don't want to get rid of all of the dynamics. So I have 2 dB gain reduction kind of rule for myself, which make sure that I'm only subtly changing the I'm only subtly reducing the I'm only subtly compressing the vocals. So over here I use the CLA3A by Waves, but you can use glue compressor or anything. I'm just doing a 2 dB gain reduction.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
You're losing your mind.
And then I have this reverb. I can turn off the reverb.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
Seems a little empty, so I added this reverb, which is the Valhalla Vintage Verb. All I did was take the default preset and turn down the decay to 71, 0.71 seconds and 18%, and I cut out the low so that the original vocal is not getting muddied.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
So it just sounds like it's in a room. I was testing out the CLA vocals to see if there's a quality that I would like, but I didn't use it in the end. And then I have the Fab Filter.
You're losing your mind.
That's just emphasizing certain, it's just emphasizing certain textures to the vocals. So without the Fab Filter EQ, this is what it sounds like.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
You can notice there's a lot of lows in there, but I'm trying to emphasize the high mids.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body.
This is like the radio frequency, almost 1.1 to 1.2 kHz.
You're losing your mind, your body.
And I use this to emphasize some of the low mids that kind of are emphasized in the original vocal.
You're losing your mind,
your body, your soul.
Right, and then finally I'm ducking off the high shelf to make it sound slightly more classic, which is something that even Camelphat are doing.
You're losing your mind,
your body, your soul.
Right, and that's pretty much it for the vocals. The leads are very simple but interesting as well. There are 2 layers to it. One is the main one, which keeps going. the way I've set it up is both of them are square waves with a very tight envelope going on the cutoff with the MG low 12 filter, and I have no effects I'm using directly through SERUM, but then I am using this harmonic maximizer, which is a saturator, to add almost an analogy sound to this specific lead. So without it, this is how it sounds, and with, you notice that the transient is a little sharper, and it's kind of nice, because even in Camelphat song they have a very sharp transient.
You're losing your.
If you listen to it separately, you can clearly hear the transient separately. So that's kind of why I am I'm using that saturation. And then I have like a,
You're losing your mind.
I have a little bit of a volcano just to make sure that I'm progressing the progressively opening the cutoff throughout the track, which is what Camelphat's also doing. The next thing I'm doing is using Decapitator, which is another form of saturation. And this, let me just show you what quality this is bringing to the lead. So without the Decapitator, you can notice a little bit of like that analogy saturation, which kind of is almost distortion, but it just sounds really nice with the with the whole track going, because it's creating that like analog feel throughout the whole track, right? And then we have the Valhalla Vintage Verb, which again, I always work from the default preset mostly, and I just set the decay to 2.46 seconds, because if you notice Camelphat's lead, it definitely sounds like there's some like hall reverb.
You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
So I wanted to replicate that. That's why I use it. And at 32% mix, and I always get rid of the lows. Now, as the song progresses, I noticed that there is another layer of that same lead that comes up, which is a little bit different texture than the original lead, which adds a little bit to the transient. So I just found a different waveform, which is close to square, but not really. I just started using that one with again the Decapitator with the drum frat neuron preset with a little bit of mix, and then a little bit of delay. And then just a little bit of EQ, nothing complicated. There is one part of the track where Camelphat have like a reversed transitionary lead. So this is what I do, and the way I create this is just literally record, like solo these and resample them by creating a new audio track and setting this to resample, hitting the little record button over here. Resample, record button, and then just recording it. Oh, sorry, I have to turn these on, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. All right, and then we shorten it, and we just click reverse on this by pressing R button. There you go, that's it. It's a nice transitionary trick, really cool. I'm gonna turn these ones off and delete this one. All right, that was simply it. The processing on the way I process the bus for the lead is I just have a little bit of this auto filter. On the bus for the leads, I just have this auto filter. Towards the end, we want to taper off the lead and at least the top end of the lead. So I do that, and then slight amount of 2 dB compression to make the high and the lower layer of the lead to be all together. All of the other stuff, other things are not being used. That's why I'm just going to delete them to clean them up. And then finally, I have the effects. And in the effects, what I try to do is, first of all, just drop a Fab Filter preset right over here to make sure that it catches the absolute low ends. I know that these snares are the lowest that go in the effects, so I'm just gonna like just solo the snares and listen. So you can see like they kind of end off here. So I want to make sure like around 120 I'm doing a harsh cut on the low cut to make sure that nothing below that comes through, because all of that will affect the headroom and then that will affect the mastering, right? And then I individually make sure I go and cut off the lows for each effect. In this particular effect, I'm adding an auto pan, and I'm automating the effect to make it a little cool. This is something that I added that I don't even think Camelphat are using. It's just a very interesting thing for me, and I think a really interesting tool to add variation to your simple white noise. So this is what it does, is it's like it creates like an almost like a rotating effect. So listen to it. So I'm definitely increasing the rate, which increases the excitement level of the whole tension and relief. There you go. That's super exciting. So I'm just going to increase that a little bit more for this one as well. So I will be putting this on my Patreon, this project file on my Patreon, so you can go in and dig into things. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Next, I have a little snare roll that I created with 909 hits, and it's nothing complicated, just a 909 sample, and then just and then all I do is I just volume automate, and the pattern is emulated based on what Camelphat are doing in their track.
Your mind, your body, your soul. You're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
And there's a clap effects here. It already has reverb in it, so I didn't add it specifically. And then finally a few more things. This is one. Another clap effects with delay now, and the 3/4 and like on the 3rd and the 4th in their delay. There is also this delay version here, which is just like a white noise echo, which we can cut off the lows of. And finally, we have this little percussion that is going through. So I just want to cut out the lows from here as well. And that's pretty much it. To master, I tried a different approach. Instead of like creating my own mastering chain, I decided to give the Ozone reference master a shot. So what I did was I clicked this guy while playing the track. So let's listen to the track. I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit. And then what it does is it creates a chain for you. But first, it's creating a chain based on these targets. And I don't like these. So I load the Camelphat track, and then I play the most exciting part of my track simultaneously. And if you're playing the wrong parts, what you have to do is just loop the most exciting part.
You're losing your mind.
and you click the relearn button.
Your body, your soul, you're losing your mind. Your body, your soul, you're losing your mind. Your body, your soul, you're losing your mind. Your body, your soul.
Watch Ableton, watch Ozone do its work, and then you watch Ozone do its work.
You're losing your mind. Your body, your soul, you're losing your mind. Your body, your soul, you're losing your mind. Your body, your soul.
And then finally you hit this button to just make sure everything else is good.
You're losing your mind. Your body.
What I do after the Ozone is I drop the adapter plugin, which is great. It's by Metric. It's a great way to, you know, A/B a track. So I just load the original.
You're losing your mind. Your body.
And I hit the layered option in display, and this really allows me to make sure I have
Your soul.
to make sure that like my, you know, EQ curve or my frequency spectrum matches pretty much the you know, frequency spectrum of the original track. And you can even isolate the subs, so you can listen to mine. And this is, I'll turn it up a little bit. And then when you press the B option, now we're listening to actually the original sub. So it's pretty much similar. And then we go to the bass option. That's the original, then mine. You notice the claps is slightly different, and that's okay because I couldn't find the right sample, but that's okay. You don't need to have it the exact same.
You're losing your mind.
Mind, your body, your soul,
Your mind, your body, your soul.
your mind, your body, your soul.
You're losing your mind. Your body.
You're losing your mind,
Your body.
So here I noticed that my lead is a little louder than the original, so I'm just going to turn it down a couple dBs. There you go. And now we listen to this part.
You're losing your mind. Your body, your soul. You're losing your mind. Your body, your soul. Your
body, you're losing your mind.
your soul.
There you go. And then now we go to the mids and listen to this part.
Your soul. You're losing your mind.
Mind, your body, you're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
Your soul. You're losing your mind. Your body, your soul.
Losing your mind, your body, you're losing your mind.
You're losing your mind. Your body.
All right, that's pretty close. And then the highs.
Your mind,
You're losing
your body, you're losing your mind, your body, your soul.
your body, your soul. You're losing your mind.
You're losing your mind, your body.
Losing your mind.
They have high rides at their part of the song, so I'm just referencing a different part of the song, whereas I'm playing a different part of my song, so that's okay. And my rides are not going at this point of time. If I wanted to bring the rides in,
Your body, your soul. You're losing your mind. Your body,
Your body, your soul,
losing your mind.
mind, your body.
again, my rides are slightly different from theirs, but I like those rides a little bit more. That's why I decided to put them in. But I've seen Camelphat use those 909 style rides as well, so it's all good. Yeah, so now that we're ready to go, we can just hit the master option and we're good to go. And here's the final version of the track.
you're losing your mind, your body, your soul. 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 Your soul.
I hope you enjoyed that tutorial and hope that made sense. If you had any more questions, please let me know. I would be happy to go more in detail about different other tracks of Camelphat or any other artist in that regard. So please go to my Discord channel and go into the tutorial request, channel as well, and make sure to request your next tutorial. Besides all of this, if you have any specific questions or queries, you can always just drop it in the comments below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And also, thank you so much for all your support and watching. Hope you have a great day. Check out my Patreon for a lot of exciting projects and templates. And yeah, have a great one. Take care. If you're stuck in music production and you need help understanding what's missing and what is stopping you from getting signed to labels, book a consulting call for me that's just free for 15 minutes. Bring a track of yours and let me analyze and tell you what's missing. I have a lot of experience helping people get signed to labels such as Purified, 03, etc. And I also myself am signed to a lot of labels. My artist name is Crimson. You can check it out on Spotify, SoundCloud, Instagram, etc. If you want to meet other people who are like-minded, who want to improve their production skills, you can join my Discord community down there in the description below and meet other people to improve and make sure you're getting closer to your goals of getting signed to labels.